Hi, everybody. It's Nick Aster with the Companies versus Climate Change Conference. I'm excited to be with Kirk Myers. He is the Director of Sustainability at Alaska Airlines. And Kirk, thanks for taking a few minutes.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it.
So we all know that airplanes and aviation put out a lot of emissions. That's definitely part of the issue of climate change. But give us a little bit of a walkthrough as to what Alaska Airlines is doing about the issue of climate change and why.
Fantastic. I'm happy to chat. So Alaska has a long history, founded in 1932, really with the values of connection, with the values of community, and really looking out for the beautiful places that we fly. So our history of thinking about climate change has really been even before climate change was known as the issue it is today. And that includes, for us, being the most efficient airline in the U.S. We fly the most green fleet, to continue to put in huge efforts to make sure that we are using as little fossil fuels as we need to actually have all the benefits of flying, right? The things that connect us, the ways that flying supports the economy, the reasons why flying matters, right? And it's part of our kind of how we think about how we connect ourselves in the world today. So that's everything from winglets, so actually flying the most efficient airplanes and having the first deliveries of the new Airbus A321neos. We fly the best and most efficient Boeings from up here in Washington, our home state company. And we also pioneer technology. So thinking about different ways of flying, there's a really interesting technology called RNP. It's called Required Navigation Performance. It's a way of getting airplanes into Alaska, actually, into certain airports that are really, really difficult to fly into during weather conditions, but also saves a ton of fuel. And so that work is really something that we're pioneering, we're innovating, but will spread throughout the aviation industry that other folks can use and get those same benefits. And we also, on the other side, we're also looking at how do we think about where that fuel comes from. We have MOUs, and we've done some innovative work in collaboration, in partnership with SeaTac Airport, with San Francisco Airport, with other airports and ports that are really looking at driving and accelerating the adoption of actually creating a sustainable biofuel kind of ecosystem and economy that works well and that can, again, kind of lift all boats, right? Where it'll certainly help Alaska, but will be something that at a large collaborative level will help all airlines.
It's great, and obviously fuel efficiency is also great because it's good for the company, good for the bottom line, going to save some money there too. You mentioned a lot of different things. How much better are we today than, 10 years ago, 20 years ago in terms of fuel efficiency per passenger, and what role has Alaska played in leading that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I know Alaska's numbers really well. So since 2009, we're about 14% more efficient per passenger mile.
That's less than 10 years, so that's great.
It's pretty huge, right? And so the new airplanes that are coming out, the 737-900ER, which if you're an Alaska customer is one of the newest, best airplanes, is I think it's more than 20% more efficient than the airplanes it's replacing. Just switching out some of our older airplanes with those will save, I think, 400,000 gallons of fuel per year. The winglets I mentioned save 1.2 million gallons of fuel a year. It's pretty impressive, the level that we're talking about here. So there's a great efficiency, and there's a huge drive around efficiency, and Alaska's really leading at the forefront around that. Because also we're a company that is really focused on the financials, and we understand that again that connection is there, and so it's a place where we're doing this for our own guests and customers to keep fares low, but also because it is part of our values and great for the planet. Yeah.
Cool. That's great. So we've got a conference coming up in November in Miami, Companies versus Climate Change. You'll be there. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to and what we might be hearing from you.
Well, I am flying Alaska on the way down there, so I highly recommend that. I'm looking forward to the flight. But looking for the conference is a place where I have not been to the conference before. I've heard great things about it, and when there's a convening of folks who are thinking innovatively, who are looking for those partnerships, whether it's within an industry or whether it's the collaboration that happens intra-industry, and really the innovative ideas of how to not only drive efficiencies I've talked about for Alaska, but actually how to drive people's hearts, right? How to connect society and how to tell the stories that really start to create the pull for how we can all work together. Those moments, I think, are the places where it's worth spending time. It's worth flying into to make that happen. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think there should be some good things coming out of it.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to chatting with you again soon. And thanks a lot for your time.
Sounds great. Thanks. I'll see you in Miami.